Welcome everyone to the YSN Player Profile Playoff Edition, Ursuline Edition. I'm your host, Ian O'Brien. Last time I forgot to say that, so I had to remember to say that this time so you guys would actually know who I am. But let's stop talking about me because, right now we're getting close to the high school football state championship. We have the regional finals this week, then the state semis too. And what better way to get ready for the playoffs than talking with Ursuline's senior tight end. He also plays a little bit of defense too, Luke Campbell. Luke, thank you for coming on, my man.
Yep, thank you for having me.
So, Luke, before we go into the polling game or even the game before that, West Branch, where you played, had big games. We'll get to that soon. But before that, talk to the audience and tell them, who you are and the position and why you wanted to, why you play your position.
Well, I'm Luke Campbell. I play DN and tight end, and those are just positions I played all my life. I used to play a little bit of linebacker and even running back in middle school. Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. You're definitely a big defensive player. You know a lot about the defenses, and hey, you're doing real well at the tight end position too. Speaking of which, we got to talk about, the last two games that you played. You had, I think it was a touchdown against West Branch, where you guys won 38-31. And then last week against Poland, man. I mean, I think this was the momentum changer, but you could disagree with me on this if you want. And I was watching our YSM broadcast with it too. And, it was tied 7-7. Poland was backed up kind of to their own end zone. And then all of a sudden, the ball bobbles out of their hands and it's returned and you get it all out of nowhere and you return it. You guys won that game 35-7. You guys have just been playing so well in these playoffs, man. What is it like first of all, be in the playoffs this year, your first time in the playoffs? And also, what is it like, now to be in the regional finals?
It's definitely something special. I know it's never something we thought would happen, but now we're here and we're excited to get better, and we're looking to go all the way because we think we have the talent and the skill to do that, and we're just excited.
Skill, talent, everything you need for this Ursuline team. You guys have been like that since, of course, since you returned during week 4, but even beforehand with some big wins this year. You guys just look fit, fast, and everything. You guys have just been on a roll, by the way. So, I guess if you want to talk about a little bit about that polling game, and do you think that was the momentum shifter or was it something else?
I think it's always a mix of things, but I think it was definitely one big thing. I think it was the third quarter when Dante had his big run. He actually stepped out of bounds. They didn't call it a touchdown. I felt like I think the score was about 21-7 or somewhere around that. They just kind of gave up. I mean, my play definitely contributed, but I think once we got to that point, they kind of were just down and they knew we were going to win.
They always say it's a team sport, and that's a big way. I saw Dante make that big run. I'm like, is that Dante Walker, or is that Derrick Henry out on the field?
Yeah.
It was really hard to tell right there because I thought I was seeing Derrick Henry over here push Josh Norman and everyone out away from him. But let's move on real quick before I start talking NFL with you right now because this is supposed to be a high school interview. But so this year it was tough because of COVID-19 that hit during late March. We were in lockdown. I know you guys didn't know if you guys would even have a season this year. And once you guys had a season, you guys were definitely excited, but there were rules, no locker rooms and limited capacity with the fans. And luckily you were still able to have your family, watch you guys. And I know it's hard without student section, but you guys were still able to have family members, some close relatives, friends come. What is it like though, first of all, I guess I should say to have your family still able to watch you play even during these tough times?
I mean, I think it's definitely something special. It's something I always look forward to because I want to make my parents proud, of course. And the student section does suck not having them there, but I think it's definitely more important to have your parents there to support you. They've been your whole life. They've drove you to your practices, your games, your all that before you could drive. I mean, they've been there for you, and it's nice to show a little appreciation and just play hard for them when you can. But yeah, I think it's definitely something special.
Little something special there, and especially when it's family members too. You have to make sure your family comes. I think it's great that they at least allowed your family to come watch you guys this year and travel a bit too, because travel's been different than what it's been in the past years as well. But I think a big thing for your senior class, and especially you, was winning against Mooney. I think it was 28-23 or something like that. If I remember, you guys were really good all game long. Mooney tried to come back, but in the end, you guys pulled off the win. Talk about real quick beating Mooney your senior year and keeping that shillelagh just for another year at Ursuline High School.
It's an amazing feeling. It's like winning the Super Bowl. I mean, there's no other feeling like it. I remember last year it was it was just exciting, and there's nothing to compare to it. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It's just amazing. Nothing like it.
Hey, definitely amazing. Tell you what, those Cardinals ain't going to come down on some Leprechauns anytime soon. They're not going to come.
Yeah.
These Leprechauns are a little lucky right now. These Irishmen are a little bit lucky right now for everything that's just going on here. But so another thing is, real quick, as I like to talk with players about this, is the positions that they play, they have to, I imagine idolize a team, idolize a player, or maybe someone that they looked up to all their life. Who do you idolize while playing? I would say your tight end and your defensive positions. Who's like your idol? Like, who inspired you and why?
This may sound a little cliche, but I've always looked up to my dad. He's always played sports like that. He's just always been one of those guys that I've looked up to. But if you're talking about NFL, I'd say more like JJ Watt. I've just always liked how he plays. He's in his mentality. But yeah.
Yeah, mentality right there. He's a big dude, by the way, too. And he's caught a couple touchdown passes here and there as well. You know what I mean? I think he had one with Ryan Fitzpatrick a few years ago, if I remember, something like that. My memory's just good on that stuff, Luke. I don't, I'm like a genie when it comes to that. But I did say the defensive side. How about the wide receivers or tight end side?
I don't know. I'm not really big on tight end. It's just something I've always dreamed of. I mean, I don't really have a special person that I always idol. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but hey, there are some good tight ends out there. I mean, there's Eric Ebron for the Steelers. Last year I would say Evan Ingram, but this year, he kind of fell a bit, bud.
I just thought of one here. Heath Miller from the Steelers.
Okay.
I always remember going. Yeah, I always remember going to the game.
Oh man, tell you what, that is a great player to idolize right there. I mean, that dude definitely should have been a future Hall of Famer. I still hope he is. I mean, the dude had a bunch of receptions at the Steelers. He had Big Ben Roethlisberger throwing to him all the time. And I mean, it's just an amazing feeling that, you idolize that guy right there. So let's real quick also talk about, we have a big game coming up to this week. You guys play Menor Lake Catholic, the 12th seed, as I said. This is the regional finals. First time that this class is ever in the playoffs or in the regional finals for that matter since 2015. And last year, Menor Lake Catholic came to the Stambaugh Stadium and they just, blew you guys, they basically shut you guys out. I know, had you guys at 0 points throughout the game. How big is this game for you guys? And are you guys how hungry are you guys for this revenge?
It's definitely a big game, and we just want to play our best, and we want to show them what Youngstown Ursuline is really about, and that what they saw last year was not who we are, and that there's a different Ursuline coming back, and we're ready and we're hungry to play.
Hungry to play, indeed. So what if that's definitely big that you guys are hungry to play for sure. And tell you what, this Maryland Catholic team just won. I think it was against Northeast 7-0. First of all, so y'all already know. Have you guys seen like their defense? How big and talented and hard is their defense to sometimes stop? And what have you seen now of their offensive side? Let's start with the defense.
I don't specifically watch their defense a whole lot because I'm more of a defensive guy myself. I know we just gotta play. How we got to play how we know how to play and just be smart with our decisions. And yeah.
And yeah, well, you guys are definitely hopefully going to be smart. And that game is, of course, Saturday, starting time 7 p.m. You could catch that game on YSN Live for $9.99. And by the way, you also, there's still a few games out there. If you buy that game, you could get the rest of the games. And there's still a few playoff games happening a bit, so just be patient on that. You can still watch maybe a couple playoff games. We'll see what we have there, but that's really big right now. Menor Lake Catholic, a team that's, usually one of the biggest teams. And this year, they've been a little so-so, they have a good record and all, but being a 12th seed, you really think that they would be higher. And, you guys definitely are a big higher seed than them right now. Is that to your guys' advantage? What do you think? Or do you think really in this case, it just depends on what happens that fourth quarter?
I think it comes down. I mean, I feel like we're a little bit of an underdog, but I feel like it really just comes down to how we play. And if we execute how we know how to, and we're having a great week of practice, and I hope we can continue that. And I think if we do the basic things right and we just continue with our week of practice, I think we could have a solid game again.
Solid game again, indeed. And tell you what, if you guys win this, you guys go to the state semis, and isn't that something right there? I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
you ever thought in your mind that wow, we're making it to the state semis. Am I really dreaming right now and all? But tell you what, you guys are close to there. It's going to be a dogfight. I know. I think you guys could pull out on top here. It's going to be a big game. But I guess I'm going to go with your final question. Well, second final question, I should say. I have a little throw off question at the end that I'll wait. But the seventh question in this should be, since you're a senior, what do you want to be known for, like when you graduate Ursuline or in general, like after this senior football season? What do you want people to know you for?
Not me specifically, but I just want this class of seniors to be known as the program, the team that turned Ursuline around and like turned them for good, and now we're just doing great from now on. And yeah.
Doing great from now on. Okay, so at the end of this, I love throwing you guys a little throw off questions over here. So we're gonna go a little rapid fire. It's gonna be about 4 questions over here. And by the way, I did not write these down. These are all in my head, so I might have to be like a few times here, but I think we'll get it through.
Okay.
So first rapid question: favorite pregame meal?
Well, I'd say chicken and pasta. I mean, it's simple, but I don't know. I always
Great
love it.
carbs, great protein and carbs right there for you, my man. I thought you were going to say Chick-fil-A. I know the Anthony said
That's,
Chick-fil-A a few weeks ago, so I thought you were about to say that. Okay.
that's what we've been having the past few games, and it's been too pretty good for us. So, I mean, I might have to go with that. Might just switch it up.
Hey, maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? If you switch it up, you might get another dub there as well. But all right, what about favorite? Okay, so favorite pregame meal. What about the drink? What's your favorite pregame drink? Are you a water guy or are you a Gatorade guy?
I'm a big water guy, but if I'm talking Gator, I'm gonna say maybe Body Armor.
Body Armor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So basically, a few Body Armor shout outs over there. I think you watched maybe a little bit of the late Kobe Bryant's commercials and with his Body Armor sponsor and all that, along with NASCAR driver Ryan Blaney. I think they got you hooked to that drink. Not a bad drink. I just,
Yeah.
I've never heard any student before say Body Armor. So, you kind of threw me off there, actually,
Yeah.
right there. All right. Favorite pregame music?
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really have a preference. I kind of I go along with what everybody else is listening to. And me, I'm a big country fan. I like my country music or whatever. And in Youngstown, it's more rap, which I don't complain, but I'll listen to whatever. Yeah, I don't really have a preference.
Okay. I guess we'll have to go for the second to last rapid fire over here. Favorite country music?
You say favorite country song?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or band or album or artist. It could be anyone.
I like Luke Combs. I don't know if you're aware of him, but
No,
Luke
I know
Combs,
Luke
yeah.
Combs. I listen to Luke Combs a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, Florida Georgia Line. I listen to a few of those guys. Okay. And finally, how about your favorite college and NFL team?
Steelers. Have to be the Steelers.
Steelers. What about college, my man?
I really had a favorite college team. I don't know. I have to think about it a little bit.
My guess was gonna be Ohio State.
Well, actually, I was born in Pennsylvania, and so
Ooh.
I've moved all over. So I've only lived in Ohio for a few years now, but yeah, so I don't really have a specific team that I like, but yeah.
I was gonna guess Penn State then and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah,
0-2
I'm leaning
start,
more
0-2
towards that.
start, but we'll see what happens with the Nittany Lions. Of course, the Nittany Lions this week do in fact face off against Maryland, so against Tua's brother. So we'll see what happens there. That was gonna be my guess. But hey, as Steelers player, you guys are probably gonna go 8-0 against the Cowboys without
Mhm.
Andy Dalton or Dak Prescott there. You got Danucci starting there. So that's really about it though. Luke, man, thank you for coming on. It's such an honor to have you, a senior with a lot of leadership, a lot of class like you have, man. And it's gonna be a big game again this week. You could watch Ursuline Maryland Catholic for $9.99 on YSN Live. That's $9.99, by the way, not $999, guys. But that should also give you a few other games if we do have other games. I'm technically not even sure. But if not, just watch Ursuline and Maryland Catholic. Should be a great game. If you could somehow get a ticket, get that ticket to the game. Limited capacity, of course, but we'll see what happens. Luke, once again, man, thank you for coming on.
Yep, thank you for having me.
Of course, my man. Now you have a good night, and you guys get ready for Saturday. It's going to be a big fight, but I think you guys can pull it off.
Yep, will do. Thank you.
Of course.